Morning.
Steve, there were a lot of strong words said last week after Leicester from the players, from yourself. How long did it take for everyone to...
24 hours it takes, and you're right, so there should be a few words. When you get beat as badly as we did, then you know what's coming. So the one thing you have to do is respond and look forward to the next game to erase it. It's enough's been said on it. We were disappointing on the day, very disappointing, and had our backsides kicked. So when that happens, you have to show a certain degree of pride a little bit about yourself and make sure you put it right. And we've got a wonderful opportunity this weekend.
It was pretty clear the players were angry afterwards, that they weren't hiding. Have you seen that in training this week as well?
Yeah, I mean, listen, when you get beaten, no matter what you're in, if you get beaten in a certain manner that you get beaten, you've got a good right to be angry. As I said, the most important thing now is how you react to it and how you respond to it. And as I said in football, always, football's, you get beat. It was the manner of it, so we have to respond. And as I've just said to you, we've got a wonderful opportunity this week against Man U.
Do you worry at all about the confidence after a capitulation like that?
When you analyse it afterwards, the one thing you need to be when you're 10 men is get 15, 20, 25 minutes out the road. We conceded twice, a mistake and an own goal to make it 3-0 very, very quickly. So after a defeat like that, you can analyse what you want. You have to put it to bed quickly and react. So yes, I'm sure confidence in a little bit, but that's what footballers are for. The ups and downs and how we respond to it, and the good ones. We've all played badly, and it's how you respond to it.
We've been here before this season already, haven't we? I remember asking you almost the same questions after the Norwich match, and then they came out with a resounding answer. Can we do it again?
Yeah, there's no disputing out of the 7-8 games we've played, we've been disappointing twice, and and I'm sure most managers, when you're up against it, do the same sort of thing. How do you put it right? Go to the training ground, go to work again, and basically hard work, and your own personal pride and performance is key to it.
But you did against Spurs that time.
Yeah, I think they're, for the last couple of years they've been in and around the bottom half of the league, so they're used to responding. Maybe they haven't been beaten so badly, but they're used to trying to respond, and that's what the Premier League's all about. You have to accept what comes along. You have to accept that you can be beaten, and try and react.
There's a lot of mud being thrown your way this week. How
mud's been thrown my way since I walked through the door. It's that ain't going to change. The only thing that can change it for me is results, and I'm determined to make it, if I possibly can, to turn it round and take the club forward. That's been my remit since I walked through the door, since I've arrived here 2-3 months ago. That's been the case, so it only heightens it.
How are you coping with that personally? The criticism?
Well, I'm a resilient so-and-so, so it's not, hey, listen, you won't be human if it didn't affect you in some sort of way, but you try and try and get on with your job as best you can, and thankfully I've got a few years under my belt with experience to cope with it. It's round the corner with every manager, especially these days now. You don't get the time that you would like to get. You have to have results instantly, and at the moment we haven't had enough good ones. So the flack always stops with me at the top of the tree. So that's the way the job is.
Does it make you even more desperate to get things right?
I'll do exactly what I can. I think it's always the case that I will do as best I can to take us forward. Yeah.
Just speaking to a couple of players this week, I've got the impression they maybe struggled a little bit with this particular defenders with the 4 at the back, so they've not played it for.
Yeah.
Is that
that's fair comment. Look, we changed to a back 4. They've all played in a back 4. I'm sure of that. Emil's played 25 times for Sweden as a right back. We've got 2 centre backs who are international footballers, and Paul Dummett's played left back all his career. So we changed to a back 4, and of course we were beaten. We got badly beaten. So yes, we changed tactically. We didn't have a left wing back last week, so it's food for thought for me, and and we'll see what happens this week.
It seems ridiculous I'm asking you about a defender not being able to play in a back four. It's probably the most obvious thing to do, isn't it? But
absolutely.
Yeah. Matty Longstaff, is he in with a chance this week because of your midfield problem?
Yes, he's been in with a chance since I walked through the door. So yeah, he comes into the equation with the problems we've got. Yeah.
What about the rest of your injuries? Anything that you can tell us, any updates?
We've got practically everybody okay apart from Matt Ritchie. So Dwight Gale has trained all week. I'll make a decision on him in the next couple of days. We're still got a couple of days before we play. So basically everybody is enough fit.
That's some turnaround for Gale, isn't it?
Well, he had. It's been a long time, but he went and worked physically in last week, and that was a big week for him out in Portugal, with the physios, and put in a really good week. And thankfully, he's had no reaction to that. So he's been a long time out. Don't get me wrong. But he's out on the training ground again. The only one Lejeune is as well, but he's been training now for the past week, 10 days. Another couple of weeks, after this one, then he may be available too.
And the last one is St Maximin. I know you didn't put him on last week, but would he be fit to start?
Yeah, he's fit. He's fit to start. Yeah.
Thanks, Steve. Cheers.
Thank you.
So that's a pretty quick turnaround for John Joe Shelby as well. That must be a boost.
Yeah. Look, the more options we've got with people getting fit, obviously the better. At the moment, that's what reported me this morning, the doctor. So yeah, good.
You mentioned the ups and downs that obviously players have through their careers and your managerial experience. When times are difficult, what do you draw on?
The only thing you can draw on really is go back to basic and work hard. And I think that appeals to everybody, whatever work you do. If you have a bad day, what do? Do you really fret about it, or do you put it to bed and say, right, I'll do better tomorrow? And that's the only thing you can do. That's the only way forward. Just go back to work. Do the basics right, and we have stripped it back and gone to basics, and I'm sure we'll see a response from the team because I know nobody wants to play badly and nobody wants to be humiliated like we were. So the reaction is key to it.
Thinking about Manchester United, there's been a lot of talk about how they are doing under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. What have you made of his time now?
I think I've got enough on my plate to worry about at the moment, rather than worry about what Ollie's got on his. But I wish him the best of luck. He's got a hard job ahead of him, of course, but he's been given a wonderful opportunity.
That's fair enough. We have talked this season about the time that managers get the pressure. You've mentioned it earlier. Is it fair to say that he is?
I think we all understand that if you take a manager's job, you're under pressure from day one. And now these days, you don't get time to implement. That's a thing of the past. So if we think we are, then we're deluded in that one too. You have to be instant, and that's the way it is. So we have to accept it. That's the way it is. You can't think that you're going to get 2-3 years to change things round and have a team that plays the way you want to play. You're not going to do it. So you have to work with what you've got, try and find a few results, and move forward.
I know you faced Manchester United many times as a manager, but just tell us what it's like to go up against a club where you had so much success as a player.
Well, I don't think I've ever beaten them, which is a worry, of course. But no, I mean, listen, I had the privilege to play there for a long, long time. It was a long time ago, but they're one of the great clubs of Europe, basically. So to come up against them again is always a special occasion, a big occasion, and make sure we're ready for it.
And I know we keep mentioning the Tottenham result, but it's really important that the players can look back at a result this season and say, well, we have done this recently.
As I said, we've played badly in a couple of games, and one of the other ones, maybe not so well, but we're capable. We're capable. The one thing we're going to have to do is do well and play well. If we're going to achieve anything, then we're going to have to play well on the day. At Spurs, the resilience was there for everybody to see. For some reason, that we lost that last week. So we have to respond in that way and show that resilience again and work hard to get a result. Thanks.
So Man United aren't the team they once were, and Newcastle have a not too bad record against them.
Really?
Not too bad. I mean, it's all relative. But the fact that they're on perhaps a little bit of disarray themselves, can you take advantage of that?
Look, when I look at them and the players they've still got some very, very good players. you know, whoever we're playing, it's what we do, especially after last week. So yes, they might not be Man United of the past. They've still got some very, very good players. So we're going to have to be at our best. We're going to have to be a lot better than we were last week. That's for sure. And I'm hoping that we show a response to the supporters, because we let everybody down last week. You know, so it's a wonderful time to play them, because, you know, it's a full house live on the TV. If ever we need to bounce back against anybody, what better way than against them?
We've seen a lot of big scores throughout football in many competitions over the last couple of weeks. How important is it going to be for Newcastle to stop conceding and, you know, keep the goal difference?
Well, that's the key to it. You know, we've away from home, we've conceded far too many, especially after last week. You know, we have been to difficult places, but, you know, you're right. You know, it's not just, it's goal difference eventually, who knows. But so we've got to try and address that and be back to where we were in terms of difficult to beat, difficult to play against, and given not much away is basically of where we've been for a couple of years. You know, so I think we'll have to get that back into a mindset.
It's probably fair to say that over the last few seasons, the players have got used to being, to a certain extent, micromanaged when they're on the pitch.
No, I don't think they've been micromanaged. I think they've just played a certain way. Yeah. They've played a certain way, and that certain way has been drilled into them, of course. So we have to start being back that again, where that's the way they used to playing. I can understand that, and that's what we'll do.
I've sat here for more than 30 years interviewing managers of various different clubs. It seems to me that more and more management is a job to be endured rather than enjoyed. Do you agree with that?
Well, there's something sick in if you enjoyed last Saturday, and I don't think I'm that sick. And I'm often questioned, why do you do it? But look, I've said from day one when I got this job that the one thing I'm going to try and do is enjoy it, because I've been given this wonderful opportunity. Whether you enjoy management anymore, it all depends whether you win on a Saturday or not. And that's the basics of it. You know, it's a difficult job, but one which, as I said, I'm determined to try and enjoy and get a few results.
Do you think fans sometimes perhaps don't quite appreciate how difficult it is?
Oh, I think they realise. You know, it's a really, really difficult job and a lonely job at times. But look, it's what you decide to do. And the answer to your question, I'm going to try, if I possibly can, to enjoy it. I haven't enjoyed this week though.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Cheers. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.